The following is a special presentation of Tony Curry Radio.
No ifs, ands, or buts. He is Matt Butts, B-U-T-T-S. That's right. He is a divorce attorney, family custody. He does it all, and we do a show, No Ifs, Ands, or Buts, right here on Tony Curry Radio, one of our fastest growing shows for sure. 948-4958, 948-4958, mbutslaw.net, mbutslaw.net. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I got a couple of things I'm going to get into. By the way, you and I have not spoken before the show, so I'm going to throw some things that I do a lot of show. I do a lot of prep. I take my shows very seriously. I always do OPE, on time, prepared, and engaged. So I make sure I'm those three things. But I was reading some different things about divorces today, and there was a very interesting article that came out in the New York Post that came out this morning that said, if you're not discussing this by the third date, you may be in trouble. Do you know what that is?
I have no idea.
That would be something you and I discussed. That would be a prenup. Yeah, you and I have spoken about this before. The third date.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea to set expectations soon. I mean, so that you're not dropping it on them.
You're nailing it. So by the third date, what are you talking about? You're talking about, I mean, if your third date means something's going somewhere, right? First date, okay. Second date, maybe first date you go to, give it another shot. Third date is like the third is the charm. Okay, I think there's something here. Let's give it another shot. And so you're probably talking about marriage. Kiddingly, you're talking about, what's your thoughts on kids? You're asking more of those personal questions. And so the whole idea, according to some of these divorce attorney professionals, which you are, if you drop it early, it turns into more of a business decision and not such, you don't want to be dating someone for 4 years and then 3 weeks before the marriage go, oh, by the way, what do you think about this prenup? If you've laid it out after the third date, it's not something that's considered anything really emotional. Does that dig with you?
It does. It does. I think it's a great idea, honestly. I mean, think about it. That is something that you are going to want. Be open about it. Say, if I ever did get married, I think I would probably want a prenuptial agreement. And you kind of dispel some of the taboo about the prenuptial agreement in that conversation too. And it either works or it doesn't.
Well, now on the third date, if someone's asking about a prenup, that means they must be doing pretty well for themselves. So it's probably a good person to be latching up with, right?
Yeah. I think so.
And if there's nothing to hide, the way they look at it is you insure your health, you insure your car, you insure your house. So why not insure your marriage?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of the same. It's kind of the same thing. Something I saw some recent numbers here in 2010. Percentage of all marriages that had prenups. 2010. You want to take a shot?
That had prenups?
Yeah.
I think it'd be less than 10.
3%. In 2024, 21%. 1 in 5 marriages are prenups. That's amazing.
People are listening to their lawyers.
Yeah. Why not, man? I mean, you can save it now or save it later, right? But I do like the idea of bringing it up early in a relationship. And listen, you'll know right off the bat, man, if they're like, hey, listen, I'm not talking about this, and you're on your third date, then they're much less willing to get serious with you than you are with them. So don't even deal with that thing. Another thing that came up, and I'd love to get your thoughts on this. There's a case up in New York right now where they're trying to decide whether public conversations between you and AI chatbots can be protected by the attorney-client privilege.
No.
That case.
No.
That case. This is something that you need to learn on this show here, my friend. This case is saying that if you share something publicly with a chatbot, it's not considered attorney-client privilege, which means it can be used against you. So before the next time, before you go into a chatbot and say, hey, I'm thinking about getting divorced, what should I do? It's used like social media. It's used like anything else that's available. Google. Well, a lot of people look at conversations with Chat GPT as like their best friend, like they can have this conversation.
No.
Please tell people what to do, how to do it, because everyone's using AI for everything. And now if you end up getting in a conversation with a robot, it can come back to bite you in the ass big time.
Any of that stuff we could get from a forensic investigation of your phone. So no, that's not going to be confidential. At least in my opinion, I don't know of a court that would say that that is uh, confidential. It's not. You're not discussing anything with a human being. You're doing something yourself with a robot. So no.
Okay. That's something to remember that the robot is not a real human being.
That's
And
correct.
that, seriously.
And I'm gonna tell you, yeah,
Go ahead.
like a lot of people will do research, and AI is a good thing. Like I mainly use it for like, collectibles and what's this thing going to be worth in 20 years type thing. Uh, and I think that it's good to be informed. However, understand that you're talking to a robot and not a professional. So when you talk to the professional, no, don't come in like you. People want to come in and try to teach me about the law by what they learned on Chat GPT, and I have to tell them, don't do that. Chat GPT is wrong here, and then I'm spending 10 minutes to tell you why Chat GPT is wrong instead of talking about your case. So don't do that. Just,
First of all, you
listen.
got Matt Butts. You got the best, the best. I mean, it's not like you're going to pull anything over your eyes. Mbuttslaw.net. It's not like he's going to, and that doesn't work with your mechanic, by the way, either. I had something going on
No,
with my car a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, well, screw it. I'll just pull up
yeah, don't.
ChatGPT. And I said, well, a buddy of mine was telling me that maybe that sound is coming from here. And he looked at me like, did you just ask Google that? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah,
And he's like, it's full of shit. You don't know what you're talking about. I
yeah,
said,
that's
okay,
right.
because I've only worked here for 35 years. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. I'd be like walking into a doctor
Well,
saying, I've got this pain. And Chat GPT said that maybe it's this. He's like, okay, why am I here?
right. Well,
Um,
there's so much discretion in divorce law. There's so much judicial discretion. How in the world is an AI bot going to know the tendencies of a certain sitting judge? They're
yeah,
not going to do that.
yeah.
They may know some of the law and cite it wrong, but it's not going to be reliable.
Can you talk a little bit about? We're going to sidetrack here, but I have another question for you that I'm going to put you on the spot here because I know you're good. This is no ifs, ands, or buts. A great show. Divorce attorney. If you're going through divorce, you don't want to go through a divorce. You're in a relationship. You're married. You want to stay together. This is your show. Make sure you listen up. If you're going through divorce, God love you. We think about you, praying for you, and we hope it goes well. And call Matt. He'll get you out of whatever you need to get out of. Um, Talk about the differences in lawyers, not in lawyers, but in judges. I think we have this feeling as clients that all judges are the same. They're going to look at things the same. Uh, Talk about the differences you've seen in some judges. How important it is for a person like you to know that judge first. That's what makes you such a great divorce attorney because you know the judges and how they work, what makes them tick. But just talk about that a little bit.
Well, I mean, it could be a wide gambit of things, just like there's a wide gambit of people. These are elected officials. Some of them may uh, rule 50-50 from the bench, others may not. Some of them may view marijuana as illegal, but not so damnable that you don't see your kids. Others may treat it like it's heroin. Because there's a lot of different opinions out there, and there's a lot of different opinions on the bench as well. All of them come under the laws of the state of Alabama, but there's a lot of flex room there. So it just really depends on who you're dealing with. And really knowing the judges, it's people want to try to spin that as saying, oh, well, those are backdoor conversations. No, they are not. What that means is that you practiced in front of this judge for so long, and this judge is so consistent in the way that they approach things that you've seen it enough that you can pretty well predict what's going to happen the next time you're going to come in under a set of facts. You can always be proven wrong. You could always be surprised. But that's what it means knowing the judges. It means, hey, have some type of idea about where you're at and about how this judge likes to do things.
Does a judge, I think we also like to think that working in front of a judge is like going to confession. The priest hears what you got to say. Go with me here. The priest hears what you got to say, and then when they walk out, you have I forget what a divine whatever it is where they just forget. It's the Men in Black thing, right? They hold the pen in front of your
Yeah.
face and you just forget. Priest don't remember. You could tell them you just killed somebody, and then they see them in mass an hour later, and they're not supposed to remember anything, and they swear it works. It's some doctrine they have. Do judges remember stuff from
Oh
previous
yeah.
cases with
How do
you?
you? How can you forget? I'm trying to figure out how that priest is walking out of a magic box and having a memory eraser. I,
A magic box.
like I can't.
We should call that. Maybe more people would go to confession if we just called it the magic box. That's
the
hilarious.
magic memory box. I don't know,
That is
man.
hilarious.
And don't get me wrong, like I've worked with a lot of people at this point, and there's some people that like I've worked with, and I forgot that I've worked with them because it's just been so long ago, or I've done so much, whatever. But you could pop that memory up in me. But some things that I see in here, I will never forget, Tony. I
Yeah.
will never ever forget. I can't say them on the radio, but I'll never forget them.
So if you have a if you have a run in with a judge and you done something that's really pissed this person off, how do we deal with that? Knowing that, hey, listen, I don't want this to affect my next gig. Is it proper for you to write a quick note, or do you say, hey, I know we had a tough time last time. I'm sorry, blah blah blah, or do you just let it go?
Consistency in the attorney, I think, is the most important thing. Consistency and integrity, because you don't really want to have a run-in with a judge unless it's
Yeah.
like absolutely necessary.
Mhm.
I can't. I'm making think of maybe twice, and it wasn't any judge that I'm practicing in front of currently. Like
Okay.
but I had to. There was no way around it.
Yeah.
Understand that the judge is an elected official, deserves the respect that comes with that robe, and generally is a pretty decent and smart human being. So I don't know. Talk about run-ins with judges. I try not to do that, man. I feel like I come in, my yes is yes and my no is no, and I let it be that. However, if there's a disagreement with a judge, I mean, cases are. It's all in how you handle the disagreement. You don't have to disrespect somebody because you disagree
Yeah.
with them. I mean, the judge knows when she ruled against you. You take it and you say, "Yes, Your Honor." I mean, you could file a motion to amend something if you feel like something wasn't explained. You could do all sorts of things like that. But under no circumstance do you want to sit there and chew out the judge or do anything like. I'm scared to death to do that, man. Like
No, yeah.
I would never do that.
As you should be. Yeah.
Nor do I want to. Um, but when that happens and you get ruled against, you come in on the next case and you do exactly what you did before, and that's give 100% effort and have 100% integrity.
Yeah. Info at TonyCurryRadio.net. Info at TonyCurryRadio.net. We take your emails. We get them every single week. Toby in Newport wants to know, does it make a difference in a divorce setting whether the judge is a male or a female?
No, I mean, I don't think so.
Okay.
I've seen great male judges and great female judges. So
They don't traditionally side with one or the other because they are a parent or they've gone through the same thing. It doesn't.
I really haven't seen that.
They,
I mean,
they went to the magic box, did they?
I mean, I say that they all have different opinions on things, and that's true. But at the end of the day, fairness is going to be something that should be sought across the board. Mostly is.
Okay. I've got this thing here that I think is really interesting. They asked a group of divorce attorneys, give me three things that are marriage killers outside the big ones like infidelity, whatever. But give me three things. And you don't have to give me three, just give me one. But they asked three things that are marriage killers. In other words, if you're doing one of these things, chances are your marriage is going to end up in a divorce.
You-
Any
so-
any ideas? Anyone you want to go there? I've got three of them.
Perpetual selfishness gets really, 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 really old, and I feel like we've kind of come up in the Disney generation where follow your dreams, follow your heart. Well, sometimes your heart is stupid and wrong, and you need to listen to your lawyer who tells you not to do these things that your heart is telling you to do. And I don't mean that ugly, but I just mean like this selfishness and this self-centeredness just takes over in people sometimes to where the world is their stage and they're the main actor, and you have to say no, like absolutely not. Stop. I mean, you can have a divorce if you want it, but you having an affair doesn't mean he emotionally abused you. That's not what that
No,
means.
that's good. I'm gonna give you credit for that one because this says don't keep scores.
Yeah.
I saw that and I thought, wow, that's really good. If you're in a marriage and you're keeping score and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Well, he went to Vegas and he goes to Vegas every year and I got to watch the kids and you're remembering this crap in the back of your brain, but you're not remembering the times you go out with the girls, or maybe it's one of
Yeah.
those things. Well, and he's going to use this. Well, I was this way when you met me. I was this way when you married me. Why would you think things change? That don't work either. But if you're keeping score in the back of your brain, okay, I do all this thing, I do this, and he does that and that, and it's not equal. There's going to be some resentment there, and that will turn into a divorce before you know it.
And again, you're in a power struggle.
Exactly.
Uh,
This is interesting because I don't even know if you come up with this, but they're saying that when it comes to arguments, don't fight dirty. Obviously, that's very,
Correct.
very important. But I read something I think is pretty smart. They're saying to treat every argument like it's a problem, and work on it together. I'm saying yellow. You're saying blue.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a problem here. Let's sit down and say, okay, we have a problem here. I think it's yellow. You think it's blue. Let's talk it out, as opposed to saying you're right and I'm wrong, or
Yeah.
vice
Conflict
versa.
resolution. Yeah.
Yeah, which is good. I mean, there's a way
Yeah,
to
it is.
fight. There's a way to fight clean, and but don't fight dirty. The other one is one that I think that a lot of marriages have, but don't keep money secrets.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, yeah, those are big time.
there's this thought that I'm making the money. She stays home for 15, 20 years. She watches after the kids. She's provided for her. She's taken care of. Maybe she gets an allowance. I don't know what you want to call it. Whenever she needs a new dress, she gets a new dress. She's got money in an account. She can do whatever you want. Um,
Mhm.
and then and that is like talking children or talking about religion affiliation. That is one of the biggest questions you need to have before you get married. What are we going to do with our money? Is it obviously it's our money? It's our money. Okay.
Yeah.
And let's assume that you've signed a prenup. Okay. So my
Hmm.
$13 million I have, you're not getting your hands on that. Okay. That's not yours. Okay. That's
Yeah.
mine. That's a prenup. But everything from this point on is our money. Are we having a joint account? Are we having separate accounts? Do you get to go out and spend $900 on a dress if you want to? How do we discuss those things? It's really, really important because it will blow up in your face eventually. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, I mean, and that's exactly right. It has to be. I think the best way that it works is with two people who trust each other and share their funds jointly. I can tell you, I can tell you with our personal account, I never touch it. I just kind of put money in there. It runs the household. Kelly will tell me what she needs. I'll put more in there if I need to. And
Okay.
I
Do you have
mainly
your own
just
account that? Do you have your own
uh,
account?
business account. So like
Okay.
most of my stuff is business account stuff. She buys the groceries. She does all that stuff. So with the household money. But that's our system and that's how it works. And I never touch that account ever, 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 ever. But that's not going to work for somebody else. For somebody else who doesn't have their own business, you got to figure out how to work that joint account. I like the idea of a joint account. I mean, there's a lot of my money people.
Mhm.
I get it if that's your prerogative and that's the most important thing to you, fine, structure it that way. But but for our money people, like the more secrets you keep in finances, the worse it's going to be. I would think that
Yeah.
a joint account would
And
be
it's funny
best.
because I know that they call it mad money. I know, have gone to Vegas for 10 years with my dad and my brother. We don't go anymore, obviously, because my dad passed. But my dad used to hide money in the freezer.
The
And
freezer.
well, my mom would start doing math. Okay, you're staying here and you're going here, and what do you gamble? And she's like, how in the hell are you making this work? And my dad was ponying, he'd have his $3,000 every year for his trip. My brother was also taking overtime money and hiding it in his barn. Um, and I also know, when my ex was working at the Brass Bear and doing things up there, whenever she made money, that was hers. She was
Yeah.
working it. She was working it. She was doing it, even though it was ours. It was hers. I mean, if you're up there busting your ass every Saturday, you can have that. I'm good on my end. Um, but I wasn't out buying cars or boats. We never bought anything extravagant that all of a sudden she's like, "What the hell did you do that? Why did you spend all that money on that action figurine or whatever?"
Yeah.
There was nothing that was extravagant enough to have that conversation. But I do know some people that are willing to do it. Um, and they don't say anything about it. It's just really important that you have that conversation beforehand. But I would say having the joint account for all the expenses, kid stuff, clothes, whatever, you throw that in there, have a budget for that, and then let her have her own money. Because I do know a lot of people, particularly housewives, I know they like to have their own money because they don't like to have to ask.
Yeah.
They can have their own cheese, and he should have his go money too.
Yeah, and for me and Kelly at least, like I've fed my family on like 40,000 a year for a long time.
Yeah.
It was tough. And Kelly managed all the money. I say all the money, what little money we
Yeah.
had. She managed where it went and kept us afloat. So I just want her to have what she needs. If she needs extra, she gets it. Just whatever. We can move this, take a distribution there type thing. I'm blessed that, we're at the point that we are now. But yeah, money, there's no point in secrets. I don't keep secrets about money from my wife. So,
Very good. And that goes for just about everything. It's not to say you have to bring up that killing you had when you were 16 years ago. That has absolutely nothing, or the fact that you cheated on your first wife. There's no reason to bring that up to the new wife because wonder why. First of all, does it need to be said? Does it need to be said now? And does it need to be said by me?
well,
Most of those are no's. So
the
just
last
be
thing you
careful.
want is them finding out from someone else, though. I
Hey,
would put that as a caveat because that could make it much worse.
well, that's why you choose your friends very carefully, my friend. Uh, any interesting case you're going through right now?
Oh man, I've got several interesting cases right now. Uh, Not interesting in good ways.
Okay.
I mean, there's just a lot of meanness going on right now. People using kids as weapons.
I hate that. I hate that. I
It's
hate that.
terrible.
I
That
hate
is the
that.
thing that pisses me off more than any other thing is using a child as a weapon.
Judges see through that, right?
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not their first rodeo.
Yeah.
Which is the funniest thing because so many people think they're going to walk in there and outsmart every attorney and the judge. They just think they got it. Um, Not probably going to
No.
happen.
No.
You have no idea how many cases are coming through these divorce courts. It is insane. And it's amazing what patterns you can pick up when you see those cases.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy stuff. All right, my man. Tell people how they can find you.
You can, we have a Facebook at T Matthew Butts PC. I don't run it myself. My team does. You can give us a call at 205-948-4958. We're open Monday through Thursday, 9 to 3. And you can go to the website at mbutslaw.net.
You rock. Thank you, my man. We'll look forward to catching up with you next week. Go get on that AI, and remember, it's not a client client privilege.
I wish I could show you right here. I've got Linda Hamilton loading a gun, smoking a cigarette on my wall. I've got it.
That's awesome.
It's right above my computer.
I love that. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
This has been a special presentation of Tony Curry Radio.